Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Jay LaValle and this is Joe Janitz.
Hello.
Today's topic is going to be Jodie Whittaker on the new Doctor Who.
I believe there have been a lot of comments made and a lot of indecision on whether or not people consider her to be a true doctor. We've talked about what we believe a doctor has to endure before they actually take over. And this being close to the end of the first season, we've seen very little of her, and what I would like to say is normal expectations of the doctor.
Right. One of the things I have to say with Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, there's rumor out there, and I don't know if it's true or not, that she and Chibnall will be leaving after halfway through the next season.
Yep.
I don't know, like I said, I don't know if that's true or not, and I've heard rumors that she's been saying the Doctor Who fans are only white gay males.
Yes, it's not beneficial to question your fan base, and especially if you're questioning their sexuality, where they're dealing with a female doctor, and I believe she's probably comparing herself to other true doctors who have endured a lot of what we consider the constant enemies, being the Daleks, Cybermen, things that she has yet to endure.
Yeah.
The writing, always clean, always nice, but it really hasn't dealt with the common enemies.
Yeah, and it's been lacking something. But like I said, back to what her saying, basically criticizing the people who are watching Doctor Who, saying they're white gay males. That'd be like you going out and saying that about Star Trek or Star Wars.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're hurting your fan base. People are going to start.
Well, they're going to be upset, and rightly so. And I say this as a married heterosexual. My children watch the shows. They're in their 30s. They all know who Doctor Who is. My wife watches Doctor Who. We're great fans. If the rumors are true about these comments, I would assume she's doing this for some, I don't know, maybe trying to break the show's fan base down because she's leaving, she's unhappy, and they've told her what she has yet to do in the next season. It'll be interesting to see if it only takes a little bit of money to keep her along. Is maybe what she's doing, is doing this to get a raise. Most doctors that have left, they're either established or they become established. You take David Tennant.
Yeah.
He's done some really great shows, but it's questionable whether Jodie Whittaker will continue after only appearing for a year as the Doctor, and especially the first female Doctor.
Yep.
And how they would write a change.
Well, part of the reason some are saying she's leaving is because she's also just had a kid.
Okay.
I don't know how true that is. As far as I know, just hearsay. But unlike Jodie Whittaker, most of the actors who've played Doctor Who, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, David Tennant, and so on, most of them grew up watching Doctor Who.
Exactly. And they have an understanding. My argument is her being given the role as the first female Doctor, knowing it was going to be a minimum of 2-year commitment, and putting herself forth for that, it becomes a labor of love, and there are a lot of perks that come along with that. Notoriety as a doctor in the UK area, very, very, very strong. In the United States, it's starting to break barriers. Being a female doctor, unfortunately, falls into the same role, and I'm saying this now, as what Marvel did. And I was upset when Marvel decided to take all their superheroes and change them to female characters. Even Thor. You know, nowhere in the mythology, nowhere in anything did they ever have a female Thor. And it's questionable when that didn't work, why somebody would do that to the Doctor.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's like Ghostbusters. They did the same thing with Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
And look what happened to the third Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing that happened. It wasn't the actor's fault. It was the idea behind it, because they didn't come up with their own song. They didn't come up with anything that was original. Mm-hmm. They just followed in suit and tried to recreate the first show.
Right.
And you can't do that anymore. People are tired of everything being reinvented and starting over and doing nothing new.
Yep. Like as I said, for Jodie Whittaker, probably the reason I don't feel so much of her as for the Doctor yet is she hasn't yet faced off against Daleks or Cybermen or
any of the heavy hitters.
Right.
The world killers,
right.
Shall we say. You know, taking on struggles small are one thing, but when you take and take on the role of the Doctor, you have to be ready to defend the Earth. Yeah. You know, Capaldi, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sonic screwdrivers. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Stay with
Sonic glasses.
Sonic glasses don't work, and it's BS. Okay? And we can leave it at that. I hope Jodie understands that her fan base is more than just what she may have been told and believed. You know, we're rooting for you. We want you to do your best, and we hope you stick around long enough to establish your character. If not, you're going to ruin that opportunity for more women to be in that role. Understand what you're doing.
Yeah. And make the your doctor your doctor. Each doctor's had their own little quirks.
Yes, bring out your uniqueness. Bow ties are not your thing. We understand it. Make it something.
Well, like Matt Smith was Fez. Like,
yep. And nobody cared for the Fez, but we all understood it. And the same thing goes with scarves. We've had doctors that love scarves. You know, there's always something. Do it yourself. Maybe it's a miniskirt. I don't care. But make it your own and understand the role you have. You know, we're counting on you.
Yeah. Like my first doctor was Tom Baker.
There you go.
And so he's always been my favorite doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know which doctor you grew up with.
I used to watch him on PBS. My parents were Star Trek fans, and they would all huddle around the kitchen table, and I watched the old black and whites in my bedroom.
Yep.
And that's, you know, lucky for me. It was here and there, because when you traveled and you were a military brat, you were located in different places.
Yep.
And some would show you this doctor, and some would show you that doctor. But the idea was simple. It's the same person playing all these different roles by different people. And you grew up that way. At the time, I had a problem with the Daleks and the plunger.
Yeah.
Okay?
That did look cheesy.
It was really bad. And, you know, Star Trek wasn't any better. They had color, and they had people of purple, and then they would half them, and they would, you know, the Klingons, when they established them, not early Star Trek, but later on, those were great. But, you know, we'll talk about Star Trek on another show. Yeah. Jodie, please, make it yourself. Create the character. It's yours to run with. I know they give you a script, but they can't tell you not to glance, not to look, not to, you know, flick your hair or do something and make this character your own. And be the Doctor. Yeah.
Like, Tom Baker. He's also doing all the Jelly Babies.
Exactly.
Maybe you can find something like that I'll carry around with you and offer. That we get that offering people Jelly Babies.
Yep. And, you know, when they brought K9 on, okay, there was another Doctor something, okay, always referring to K9. Go do this. Help me with that. And K9 would respond. Look, there has been a lot of turmoil over the last few years of the Doctor. We assumed the 13th Doctor would end the series.
Yeah.
And I hope it's not true. And I hope you don't take it with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they can't bring on the Daleks or the Cybermen, bring on the Centaurans.
Sure. Bring on somebody. But remember, you got to hit them in the back of their head. Golf balls work great.
Yeah.
Ping pong balls sometimes.
Yeah.
But the idea behind it, as a fan, we want to see something for for our viewers that watch us.
Yeah.
We expect to give you the truth, and we expect to give you the idea that how we feel about it, and being passionate about something isn't a bad thing, and it hurts when you see somebody possibly taking it down the wrong road. Thank God YouTube's out there, some place that we can put a channel up, and we can offer a bit of our wisdom as watchers. She wasn't apparently a Doctor fan when she grew up. Somebody get her the box set and get her to sit down for the next week or two.
Yeah.
Over Christmas, after the Christmas special, make her watch them all.
Yeah. Like I said, bring on some sort of world threat.
Yes.
That it helps the story.
Yes.
Don't just do these small pieces.
Yeah, and no pyramids. We did that. We don't need the invasion of the body snatchers again, and the shh and the marks on the arm. That was a bit confusing at first. But the astronaut's gone. We have no more River Song. Be thankful that you've got the opportunity to do the Doctor. A lot of us were rooting to see the Doctor's daughter.
Yeah.
And whatever happened
I'm still
there.
rooting for it.
Yep.
That could be the lost child. Who knows?
Right. Who knows? And can she find Gallifrey and bring it back on her own? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, that's all for today, and please like and subscribe, and welcome to our YouTube channel.
Have a good day.
Thank you. 2 thumbs up.